Luke John Harrison here, welcome to episode 182 of the Daily Boom! And this time, have you ever said to yourself, I can't afford it, or I wish I could afford it, or I can't afford that yet, or all this stuff that you can't afford it. Now let's talk about money, because one of those subjects that is on the forefront of everybody's mind, and everyone believes that if we have all the money in the world that it would solve our problems. A lot of people have the naivety to think that. And don't get me wrong, it would make things easier, but you would still have insecurities and you would still have worries and problems. But I'm not here how to tell you to make more money, right? You can find that out anyway. What I am here to tell you about is the mindset that when you keep saying, I can't afford it, I wish I could afford it, all this stuff, you're drilling it into your head that you're not worth it. Now, is the statement that you say to yourself, I just can't afford it, true? Is it that you can't afford it? Are you genuinely struggling? Or is it that your money is going other places when it should be directed into something that you want to do, something to help yourself? Now, I spoke earlier, a few episodes ago, on the difference between pleasure and victory. And victory is something that we work hard for, that we have effort, and that pleasure comes immediately. It gratifies us very shortly, short term. It temporarily gives us a high, a feeling of control, if you will. But ultimately, it doesn't provide us with a sense of happiness. And a lot of us are stuck in life because we're playing the same stories in our head over and over again. So if the story that you've been playing for a while is you're wanting to invest in a program or a coach or a thing that you know would help you or be a fantastic experience or whatever, and you just say, hey, I wish I could afford that, and you continue to say that, let me ask you this, okay, maybe it's true, but tell me everything, every penny that you spent last month, where did it go? For the past 4 weeks, what have you spent it on? I bet you couldn't tell me. And you know what? I've played that card as well. I played the I can't afford it card. I've done that for several years. No, I just can't afford that now. Not making enough money yet, not doing this. But then what happened is I got clear on where I was at. So I've got a little exercise for you. Because believe it or not, us as a generation, or as a society, if you will, is terrified to look at the truth. So we want to blindly follow like sheep and not look at the clear aspect of things. That's why we don't want to look in the mirror naked. That's why we don't want to look at our bank account regularly, because we get scared. We don't want to know where the money's going. So I did this little exercise over the past 30 days in November where I wrote down every single penny that I spent. And the results shocked me. So if I can find it here, I can share with you exactly where all my money's gone. And where is it? Maybe I'm sure I had it right here. There you go. See? This is how spontaneous these videos get. I haven't even got the bloody sheet. Yes, I do. Here it is. Here it is. November spend, right? So here's what went on food, right? And everybody's obviously going to be different. Obviously, I don't have wife and kids, so this is different, right? But even if so, this is such a valuable exercise to get clarity on where your money's fucking going. Because I've said things like I can't afford it before and I was full of shit. Because really, if I just actually took some time to get clear on where my money was going and what I actually really was spending it on, I could start to make adjustments to put money elsewhere. So here's the truth. 513 quid on food and coffee out in 4 weeks. It's quite a bit. I do eat fresh. I do eat good food. Obviously, I pay a little bit more to eat healthier, but I'm prepared to do that. Where's the rest? Like 258 quid on health stuff. Like massage, toiletries, haircut, supplements, right? I do buy supplements. I buy a greens drink, buy a protein drink occasionally, right? You're looking at business expenses, £1,000. Motoring, your diesel, new tyres, 300 odd quid. Days out, fun stuff, 380 quid. House stuff, 1,000. Obviously all the stuff mostly for the house and the days out was optional. It wasn't an absolute necessity. The health stuff is, the food is. But if I break it down, there's probably over a good few hundred quid, if not in the thousands, where it's actually been spent on things that are optional, that are not a necessity, which are wants and not needs. And then when you look at it in a big, clear, massive thing like that, and you start to highlight the things which are optional, and you think, good God, all that money could have went towards putting towards something that would actually help me move forward, not provided me with immediate pleasure, but actually brought me a victory and challenged me and pushed me and held me accountable to a higher standard. And so it's a very clarifying exercise. If you ever find yourself saying things like, I can't afford it, then say to yourself, okay, so where did all my money go the last month? Less than 20% of you who watch this will actually do it. Probably less than 10%. Because you'll think, that's interesting, I'll do that one day. One day ain't going to cut it because you'll forget about it. What I say to you is buy a notebook now, today, and start writing it down for the next 30 days. And you can say, but it's Christmas, but then you'll know. Think about how much you spent in December, which was on optional things, not necessities. And try it in January, try it in February. See where all this money is going. It's such a clear exercise, a clarifying thing. And I'll leave you with this. Clarity is power. Now I'm in a position of power of knowing where things are going and knowing where I need to change and adjust and where I need to appropriately put my finances in order to grow and move forward. And so I thought to myself, I've got some spare cash here, right? So here's the thought where it immediately goes. Loads of stuff to do in the house. Let's go and really blitz the house, get the house stuff done. It needs done, correct. But what if I could pay somebody to hold me accountable to a higher standard so eventually I could invest more in myself to be able to gain more back? Because the difference between a cost and an investment is that a cost is quite simply you hand some money over and you get something back for it, and that's it. An investment is worth significantly more than what you pay for it. You put an investment of time, money, effort, productivity into something, and what you get back is worth so much more than what you've put in. Investment is important in yourself. Investment in time, energy, and money. The more money you put into something, the more you fucking value it. If you're paying, I don't know, say for example, a gym membership. How many people out there have a gym membership and don't fucking use it? Now, if you paid 5 times as much for your gym membership, do you think you'd fucking go? Yes, you would. Or you just cancel it. But because it's low value, it's not an investment, it's just a cost. You don't care. The investment comes when you put effort into it, when you invest time, energy, money, commitment, and you invest your mind and your body into making yourself better. If you ever find that you are saying these things that are holding you back, consider getting clear on why you're saying it first, because you might actually be believing total bullshit, because you might be able to afford it. But again, if you want to spend that money on alcohol and food and other things which are not serving you, nights out and things like that and days away, then that's your choice. But then you can't complain that there's something that could help you that you could invest in but you won't. Because guess what? I've done it. I've wanted programs and said, I can't, but I can still afford my holiday. I can't, but I can still afford buying those video games. I can't, but I can still afford that person's birthday and that trip away to Leeds and all the other stuff that I've done over the years. Think about it. Share these words. Peace out.